Morning everyone, it's me again. And as always, those who don't like what's gonna happen in this video can simply click away and unsubscribe if you want. And with that said, let's get started. So today is Saturday, March 16th. It's now 8:02 a.m. and it's 30 degrees outside. Surely the weather is gonna be pretty decent by now. Good thing that I haven't brought with me heavy clothes this much, cause boy, was I dying in heavy clothes last time I did that. Okay, it's been like a few days ever since I came back from my trip. Boy, oh boy, was it quite cathartic. Well, at least a few days were cathartic, cause you see, for those who didn't know, I've been on a trip outside for 3 days, and that trip, it kind of fucked me up mentally and physically, especially to the point that I was trying to climb a mountain, and I completely gave up. So, yeah, it was pretty crazy, really crazy. And, what, as much as I like the change of pace, smelling the bit of fresh air, all of this. But there were lots of things that really fucked it up for me, which is not a good factor, to be honest. Other than that, it was pretty decent. And it was pretty decent to the point that I have been discovering new Sailor Moon stuff. And when I mention Sailor Moon, it's gonna be the cue for me to be nerding a long, long time about it. But I'm gonna try not to do that this time. Seriously, I've been doing it a lot, and it's been pretty weird and pretty shit. Like whenever I talk about the Sailor Moon, I just go on and ramble on. I'm gonna try my best not to do this. So, speaking of Sailor Moon, so eventually I have finished watching season 3 of the Crystal all the way until Cosmos movie. And from there, well, I can conclude a lot of things. One, apparently, Mistress 9 was much more horrible. And then there was Pharaoh 90. And there's been just a lot to talk about. And once again, Usagi was about to die. And once again, zero redemptions for our villains. And good old Professor Tomoe, aka as how I would call him, Professor Screws Loose or Screws Ball, whichever you want to pick, had like zero freaking redemption. All what was required was a rainbow moon heartache or spiral attack. And that was it. Kaori Knight as well. As good as dead in the anime, in the 90s anime, as good as dead in the Crystal slash manga. Oh my god. There is an ending song featuring Tuxedo Mask's actor Kenji something, and let me tell you, it is actually pretty nice. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Mamoru's new voice actor actually did a lot of stuff pretty good. And in the Usamamo moments, they They definitely made it much more better than the 90s. Sorry to say this, but 90s Mamoru looked and been played like a shit ass. And I'm not kidding. He was a real fucking shit ass. Like, for real. Those two, they were going in and out more than anything. And they almost had like zero romance towards each other. Like, sure, we had all the cool stuff at almost like the end of each season, and maybe, well, a few tidbits of cute, wholesome Osamama moment, but Crystal does it way better. I'm sorry. Like, I hate to admit it, but Crystal slash Manga Mamu really is much more better than the 90s Mamoru. He really is a fucking shit ass. As a matter of fact, 90s Mamoru is a little bit of a Yamcha, aka a fucking loser at most of the time. Not only that, but like, oh, and speaking of Yamcha, did you know that Toru Furia, the Japanese voice actor of Mamoru, is the same voice actor for good old Yamcha from Dragon Ball. Yeah, those who don't know, now they know. Those who already knew, well, I guess they would be already disgusted or some shit. Like, I myself was quite flabbergasted to find out that good old Mamoru is shit ass Yamcha. Sorry, Yamcha stands. I know that there are some people out there standing him, which I don't even know why, but I mean, I guess, sure. Anyways, so, other than that, we reach on to the internal movie 1 and 2. And I gotta say, it did a really good job capturing most of the dream arc, you know. And Nihilania got like zero redemption, as always. And it's been quite a thing for like the entire Crystal slash manga thing, apparently. I don't know if it was a manga thing or it's just a Crystal only thing. I haven't read the manga, and I probably won't be reading that shit, honestly. Anyways, and then, like, you got the Amazon Quartet. They got way more redemption arc than the Amazon Trial. The good old Amazon Trial. Alright? Tiger's Eye literally was like, Yore no yume wa artisto da. Okay. Why do I feel like that Deidara is inside this motherfucker? Deidara, is that you? Deidara, is that you speaking, my boy? They literally were trying to ruin Rei. They literally tried to make her into men. But no one can ruin Rei. No one can change her orientation. She is gay and we love her for it. Our Michael Jackson loving gay girl is valid as fuck. So shut the fuck up, Tiger's Eye. And go back to the 90s and dream of being a fish. Speaking of fish eye, there was some disturbing moments. Hawk's Eye, however, he decided to cross-dress like crazy. Like, when I've seen him in that shop owner clothes, to the point where you would think that he had tits, actual tits. I was like, bruh, Hokusai, this is the last time you will ever wear this kind of shit. And again, they got like no redemption, you know? Not only that, but the Amazon Quartet, they literally turn out to be some Chibiusa's personal sailor guardians. Yeah, the Amazoness Quartet. They are they're Chibiusa's personal guardians. Oh, and we even got to see human Luna, human Artemis, and human Diana. I'm not kidding. Human Diana, human Artemis, and good old human Luna from the Moonlight Destiny movie. Yeah, that's how I would call it, but in reality it's just Sailor Moon Hearts and Ice movie. It's a very fucking great movie, by the way. You should check it out. Anyways, like, it is ridiculously crazy. Really crazy to actually see human Luna from the movie to be in there. But human Diana and human Artemis? And they are in a relationship? That's just pure crazy. And you even got the transformation, you got the attacks. Oh, Chibiusa and Hindusagi can double moon gorgeous some people. Yeah, double moon gorgeous meditation. Now ain't that a crazy win? And everyone else got their good old attacks from the 90s remade into Eternal. What about the Outer Senshis? They finally, and I mean finally, they finally got their attacks back. They actually do it right. And even Setsuna in Eternal actually does the scream. Actually does it right. Like literally, when I have seen the Outer Senshi actually do their transformation, well, the transformations still suck, but their attacks were actually remade right. When I have seen those attacks remade right, I've had one thing on my mind. I'm about to come. Like, literally, that's how I felt, cause it finally did it right. Finally, I got to see World Chicken, Deep Sauce, and Dead Split. And Dead Split Brad Pitt. Just kidding. And then you got of course all the fights and all the stupid musics. And they actually did a pretty decent Watashi Tachi Ninari Takute remix. Not, because it's kind of horrible, I'm not gonna lie. Meanwhile, Cosmos movie. And let me tell you something. Crystal all the way to Cosmos. In short terms, it is as close as an Avengers freaking anthology. I'm not joking. Like literally, once you're done watching all the seasons of Crystal, the 2 movies of Eternal, all the way to Cosmos, it literally feels like as if you have watched something that is equivalent to the Avengers movies. I'm not joking. The first part of Cosmos starts with the good old Galaxia searching for the star seeds and everything. Except that most of them bitches are back. Not only this, but Nihilinian doesn't get resurrected. Like, goddamn. And once you get past the good old Usagi parting with Mamoru part, this is where you literally say, "Holy fuck, they are really doing it." Galaxia literally just fisted the shit out of Mamoru while he was kissing her goodbye and about to leave for his plane, and Senna snapped him and just left. Like, she literally appeared and like, "Hey bitch, I'm taking your boyfriend's star seat." And then she like disappeared. Or in another way, "Hey M, hey, I like your cut, M." Thanos snapped. Like, I'm not joking. Everyone literally disappeared. Either they were Thanos snapped whenever they got their star seats collected. Like, what the fuck? And it's so early. Like, she killed him so early. And this time, Usagi fucking witnesses it. And the poor girl cannot handle it. Like, for real, she cannot handle this shit. Real. And of course there were the times where she tried to lie to herself that, Mamoru isn't dead. Mamoru is still there. Like, but her eyes says otherwise. Like, Jesus Christ. And not only that, every other single Senshi gets fucking Santa snapped. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You're really gonna Santa snap them this early? Not only this, but the Starlights find Kakyu very early in Usagi's house. Like, Usagi's house out of all places? Like, oh my god. Oh, get this. Chibi was literally speaking full sentences in the second part of the Cosmos movie. And then of course you got a remix of the Moonlips Moonlight Densetsu and a huge callback to the S movie. The S opening. Shit. Like, it's freaking crazy. And yeah, they're just going all out with all the stuff. Oh, and I love the part where literally Teen Nyanko is apparently like a traitor to a planet called Mao. Yeah. And apparently each of the animates were like a part of some sailor planets. Even Luna, Artemis, and Diana were originally from a planet filled with cats. Yeah. And there was like a sailor cat guardian. Oh, and you're gonna love this. Phobos and Deimos, human forms. Never seen in the 90s anime. Like, literally. Phobos and Deimos, raised pet crows, are humans. But then again, they die out, so not big of a surprise there. Which is quite crazy. And again, poor Usagi is just losing it. The girl's just losing it. Like, she's like, oh, fuck you all, I wanna go home. But then, hey, in the second part, Kakyu and the Starlights and Usagi, they all go to the Shadow Galactica. Oh, and Sailor. Oh, and Princess Kakyu, good old Kakyu. She was also Sailor Senshi, and she apparently fights with cards. Was she raised in a casino or some shit? But Kakyu was like short-lived. They pulled a fucking Eris at her. They pulled an Eris moment at her and murdered her. And before that, the Starlights have been murdered. Completely murdered. Now that's just fucking bullshit. Oh, and you're gonna have to do yourself a favor and do not listen to the Cosmos version of Nagaboroshi, aka Search for Your Love. Do not listen to that shit. It is horrible. They have sped it up like if it was out of some kind of an idol bullshit or Hatsune Miku. Like, do not listen to this shit. It's horrible. By the way, part 2 of Cosmos, it has its own remix of Machina. In the music video are just memories and premonitions of what you would see in the movie. Like literally, the the first few parts are literally just memories and cutscenes from previous movies and parts from Crystal/Eternal. Like, damn, they're now just memories. You wanna make things even more worse? Yeah, they barely will. Oh, and oh, and here's the biggest shit, fattest shit that you would ever find in the movie. Usagi arrives at the castle, her and Chibiusa, and her sailor guardians, the Sailor Quartet. Hey, guess what? Everyone has been remade as golems, and they're brainwashed. Brainwashed as hell. Like, no one knew that they were golems until Usagi had literally obliterated them with his Silver Moon Crystal power. And again, the girl was losing it. She was absolutely losing it when she was, doing that attack. I mean, those are her friends, for God's sakes. Oh, and good old Mamoru was fucking brainwashed again. That is like the second time they brainwashed the dude ever since the fucking Sailor Moon R arc. Yeah. They brainwashed Mamoru in that goddamn arc as well. Like, what in the name of fuck? And not only this, but the dude was brainwashed and he was being a complete fucking simp. Like, are you insane? Are y'all insane? Is this supposed to be the JoJo anime? Mamoru is kissing, like, Galaxia from head to toe? But then again, the dude was brainwashed, but still. And wanna make things even worse? She fucking pushes him off a cliff of a cauldron. And he gets fucking obliterated. And as a result, Chibiusa fucking disappears. And again, she is losing it. And then eventually, Chaos comes out. Good old Chaos comes out. And literally is giving her the pure middle finger with basically all of the enemies that you have fought in the past, Sailor Moon. They are sisters, parts of you. And all of those wars were because of your silver crystal. You stupid bitch. Like, and I was like, man, shut the fuck up. And not only this, Sailor Cosmos appears, who is basically Chibi Chibi in disguise. And apparently she came from a pure dark future for some reason. And I've got no idea what the hell or who the hell is Sailor Cosmos, but yeah, I guess that counts. Not only that, but Chibi Chibi, like I said, was speaking full sentences. And she literally was saying, hey, Sailor Moon, you have to fight this thing. You have to fight this thing and destroy the cauldron along with it. It will be completely regretful. But if you don't do it, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. Like, Chibi Chibi was speaking full sentences. Real full sentences. Like, are y'all trying to make me get affected by Chibi Chibi even more? I mean, she was already precious in the goddamn 90s. Oh, and yeah. Sailor Chibi Chibi was real. Yeah, she was a Sailor Senshi as well. And she had, supportive protection powers. And then eventually Sagi was like, fuck it, I'm going inside Chaos and releasing the entire silver crystal inside him. And she literally did it. Threw herself into Chaos and released a goddamn silver crystal inside. And from the moment I saw Usagi's hand get Samus now, I was like, yep, everyone fucking dies. This is the Sailor Moon franchise. Everyone fucking dies. Until there was apparently some weird dream sequence, which, I didn't even understand what the hell was happening. Like, everyone is in some kind of another dimension, in their pajamas or some shit. Like, everyone is there. And yeah. And even fucking Galaxia gets herself Sand Snap. Because she was like, oh yeah, I think that Sailor Moon was my star that I found all along. Okay, peace out, y'all. Like, what the fuck is wrong with her? But then again, Galaxia is pretty much a bitch who has two vibes into one. Unhinged Beerus vibes, and she was always like, yeah, I'm just gonna destroy this world anyways, so you better get your ass over here, Sailor Moon, before I destroy this empire and destroy your goddamn universe. And the Samus snap, the Samus fight, where she's literally Samus snapping the shit out of everyone. And the entire movie from start to finish, it felt like the same journey that I've had with Infinity War and freaking Endgame. Part 1 is as equal as Infinity War. Part 2 is literally Endgame. Like, holy shit. Apparently, the writers and the makers of Cosmos literally took notes when making took notes from the MCU. Like it's like they took notes from the MCU and they decided to just follow along. And they did it pretty perfectly. A journey of Endgame and Infinity War. And I'm not gonna lie, with all the flaws aside, that movie, along with the internal movie, it was pretty fucking good. And we all think that everyone died in the end. But no, they just don't die. They wake up and wants to be closer and closer to be the 30th century. Or the Sanju Seiki. Right? And yeah, Mamoru and Usagi finally got married. The Usamamo finally got married. It's been a long journey. Crystal-wise. I'm pretty sure that they got married after, the end of Star's arc. Like, jeez. This shit is insane. So, yeah. Like, honestly, Sailor Moon Eternal and the Cosmos movies, they were pretty amazing. I love that one part when literally Hotaru has fired an attack at Galaxia. Galaxia went like, psych. That shit ain't gonna work on me. And Hotaru was like, hey yo, what the fuck? Like, literally, that's probably how Beerus had also felt and did back in Battle of the Gods. Psych, your shit doesn't work on me, Goku. Get fucked along with your planet. Like, seriously. Feels like my nose is infected or some shit. Anyways, yeah. But yeah, it was honestly pretty amazing movie. And like, yeah, it really was a huge part. And honestly, it kind of feels empty after I finish watching Eternal and Cosmos movies. Like really, it was a long journey. like seriously, Cosmos Part 1 is Infinity War, no joke. Part 2 is Endgame. That's the complete end game. Like, Usagi and Mamoru gets fucking married. And apparently they tried to make Usagi being pregnant, like, being nicer. Since the bitch is fucking 14 years old. Like, seriously. Or 16, at least at the Stars arc. They literally tried to make it nicer, since the bitch is a minor. And they just put a star inside her. And she's like, Mamo-chan, I think that there is a star inside. Holy shit, Usako, you're pregnant? Like, Jesus Christ, man. Not only this, but everyone, and I mean everyone, was waiting for her outside of the freaking altar. And they all were having bright clothes. And that was literally the end of that movie. And once again, Chibiusa goes back to the Sanju Seiki. aka the 13th century in Japanese. And we still don't know what the fuck happened to the Starlights or Kaku. Like, were they all still dead? Where everyone else was still dead? Is everything back to what it was back in the 90s? Not sure. But yeah. And honestly, what a crazy movie that was. And like I said, after watching all of these, it feels empty. And no, I am not going to risk and literally watch Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon. Yeah. What is Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon is, it is basically a live action adaptation of the entire thing. Which is something that I'm completely gonna avoid it and not touch it with a 10-foot pole. Just forget it. And then there are these live action theatricals. Like, they don't even contain our seiyus from the 90s. So, fuck all that. We ain't watching that shit. I mean, that shit is cringy enough. So, yeah. Not gonna watch that. Also, like I said, it kind of feels empty after watching all of those. Like, there isn't anything to watch Sailor Moon on. Unless if there's some way that I could watch this entirety of Sailor Moon in the Viz dub at least. Because really, I do not wanna start watching the DIC dub with that stupid opening. Like, seriously. Like, as much as I would wanna laugh, like literally pick a few laughs on every single meme, which, starting from the speech, I'll say on behalf of the moon, I shall right wrong and triumph over evil, and that means you. Or go bleach your roots, creep. Or I watched while you changed. Or I think Grace tight. Like, seriously, DIC and Cloverweight dubs, it's as if they were abridged versions of the entire show. And I'd rather not watch certain like that. So, good old Viz dub is the key. And honestly, yeah, it has been always the key. Because again, the Viz dub for all of those stuff in Sailor Moon, it actually fits quite well. And it even retains the Japanese music. And it also localizes a few songs that we haven't known about. And apparently the Viz dub cast has made a cover on Moon Revenge. Literal Moon Revenge. Oh, that's just fucking awesome. There are also a few songs that have been localized, or very few localized, like Eternal Melody. And there is Route to Venus, and even Nagaboroshi got localized. Like, yo, that's pretty good. What else it was localized? Kind of amazing thing about. I don't think there was a team that was localized, but yeah, it was pretty amazing. It was pretty amazing to find out that there were these few songs that were localized. And the Cloverweight dub, they actually went the extra mile to localize a few songs. Watashi Tachi ni Naritatte and I no Senshi. But then at Sailor Moon Super Pop. Like, wow. But you know, so yeah. Like, these are a few reasons why I would watch the Vista. Like, I would rewatch the entire thing in the VIZ dub. Honestly. If only there is a site that can, freely get this out, because the site that I have, it has Sailor Moon dub, okay? But I can't even guarantee but then when I tried it in a few episodes of S or Super S, I have been getting quite a mixed result, Like at Sailor Moon Super, the episode where Usagi got drunk, I've got the Cloverway. And then at Super S, when I have and then at Super S, at the episode when Artemis was having that dumbass affair, I got the Viz dub. And so on with a few more episodes. Like one time it's the Cloverway dub, another is the Viz dub. It kind of doesn't work. And honestly, yeah, it is kind of not practical. But then, hey, it is what it is. I wonder if a Viz Dubcast can really give us a full rip of their own covers and their own singing of most of the songs. Like, I would love to hear Amanda C. Miller singing Starlight no Kiste or Anata no Seita. I would love to freaking hear that. Or Kate Higgins to make her own cover on Someday Somebody. Or Stephanie Steph to be doing her own cover of I'm Sailor Moon. It'll be fucking epic if the Viz Dubcast make their own cover of I No Senshi and the PC Engine song. These songs gotta be English covered officially. Oh man. Yep, there I did it again. Like the video's already like 43 minutes. Once again, I've missed the goddamn lecture, which is gonna be the end of me. Like later on, because I've been doing this for a long time. And nowadays it's the lunar months, aka Ramadan in my country. So it's getting kind of hard to go by. Because since then it's Ramadan, it's a fasting season. And when fasting means no hentai. Yeah, I just revealed that shit. Okay, thanks, bye. But yeah, it is pretty good. It is pretty good. I'm honestly glad that I have started watching Sailor Moon in its entirety, because really, who would have known what I would have become, or how my life has continued to be, when I just don't start watching Sailor Moon. And watching everything in Japanese, yeah. And honestly, let me try and review the entire franchise all over again. So like the very first original Sailor Moon, in its surface, in the most part, uh, it kind of has this goofy, cartoonish kind of vibe. You know, where you would think at some point, this isn't an anime. This is like a cartoon for girls. But then once you get to the transformation and the very last few episodes, this is where shit becomes serious. And the discoveries of the Senshis, Nephirite's death, and so on. Sailor Moon R, it retains a little bit of this, but it retains a little bit of the goofy and cartoonish aspects of the last arc. But then with Mamoru breaking up with her, and the Doom Tree arc, along with the Black Moon arc, yeah. This is where shit gets real serious. And like really serious to the point that you really hate a lot of characters. And you change your opinions on most of them for the worst. Which can either gradually affect your viewing pleasure of the season or not. Like Chibiusa in the first few, like in the almost the entire Sailor Moon arc until she becomes Black Lady. Or Mamoru when he decides to break up with Usagi like a fucking buster. You know? And then you go to Sailor Moon Super, and it really did a great job retaining some of the seriousness and the goofiness. And put the Cusbians along, and it's a full-on mix. Especially, you're gonna love Usagi getting drunk from just the juice. Hey, Mama! Hello, Darian! Or, Mama time! Like, you would love to look at that meme every time. Yeah. Like, seriously, drunken Usagi is dangerous to the future of the 30th century. But then until the last few episodes of the Disbusters arc, and the last few episodes of the Mistress 9 arc, and the very last episode, which is Haruka and Michiru fighting Usagi, just because they are sick of her. Like, that's just pure heartbreaking. Like, and even at some point, Haruka was like, hey, we just attacked you. Aren't you gonna cry, bitch? Like, Haruka, chill the fuck out, girl. God, you're such a bitch. Then you get to Super S. And it kind of feels like as if the entire season was made for Chibiusa X Helios ship. Not only that, but almost the entire. Not only that, but it's also the quote-unquote bond between Chibiusa and Usagi as mother and daughter. And Chibiusa obsessing over fucking Mamoru again. Like the stupid bitch she is. And more of the goofiness and everything. I'd say it balances out pretty well. And finally, at Sailor Stars, long story short, it is the best season of all. It like maximizes like everything. You know, quality, comedy, romance, drama, and just it pretty much It's it's like as if everything is in your disposal inside this season. And not only this, but um, yeah, it kind of feels like as if you're watching an entire long movie. A pretty amazing movie, and then you've got the actual movies and ovas from the entire show, and once again, they do not disappoint. And the best ones, especially, are Sailor Moon R, The Promise of the Rose, and Sailor Moon S, Hearts and Ice. Those are definitely two movies that everyone should be watching. The movie is the Black Dream Hole arc is kind of weird and like, yeah, it is just amazing. Sailor Moon Crystal, the first season, aka the Dark Kingdom arc, the original anime arc. Uh, you could say that it's completely fucked up. Like it fucks up the comedy, it fucks up the goofiness, and like when they're all in normal conditions, they're just completely normal, you know? No, and like it's as if there is no comedy, no goofiness, none of the, you know, ridiculous dumb stuff. It's just there. The anime is just there. Not only this, but you along the way you could get cringed and like disappointed at how everyone looks and sounds and how they all act and how their attacks are made. Like literally, Mercury Aqua Mist. Like what the fuck? Mars Snake Fire and Venus Love Me Ching. No crescent beam at all, or crescent beam shower. Just the Love Me Ching. Like, and then you got Moon Pride and its ending. Then the second season. And then the second season comes in, and again, it fucks up even more. The third season becomes no surprise to you, but then you begin to understand and like it a little bit. Internal movie, it's something that you would totally like. Like, in spite of all the flaws, it's something you would totally like. It balances a little bit between some of the 90s, but then a lot of America on the side. And then you've got the Cosmos movie. And in its two parts, you're gonna experience what is similar, what is a similar experience to what you have experienced back when you were watching Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. Literally. It's basically Avengers Endgame. It's as if Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, but materializing themselves into Sailor Moon. Yeah. And like, that's the entire franchise in a nutshell. I'm begging of you to stay clear from some live action adaptations. Stay clear away from it. And at this point, just rewatch the entire thing in every dub if you can. Just don't go to the live action stuff. Just watch the entire thing in dub after you finish watching in sub, which is pretty much the exact same thing that I'm gonna do. If there is a streaming site that can, you know, that can give out the entire episode, the entire freaking franchise in either the VizDub or DIC or the Cloverway. Who knows? And there are some drama CDs that you could listen to, which is honestly a good way to waste your time. I mean, check out the animatic videos that were made by a channel called Saturn Internal. Speaking of Internal, did you know that in the Internal movies, apparently every single Senshi has their own internal form, and it's not how you would expect. They don't have wings. They don't get angelic. No. They look like fucking idols that came out of Hatsune Miku or Big Dream. Like, what the fuck? Amy looks like a pure idol that came out of a fucking Love Live or some shit. Then the goddamn... then you've got my girl Mako. It did not change at all. Where are your wings? Where's your talent? Where are your talents, girl? Like, oh man. It just... it's kind of bad. And disappointing as all hell, honestly. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. There are these animated videos that a channel named Saturn Internal, he made animatic videos on 2 of the Sailor Moon S drama CDs, and one of them is called Mamoru's Desires. Boy, oh boy, this shit is funny as hell. Mamoru fucking Shiba reveals his true fucking intentions. And being his Yamcha self. Long story short, Ami is the wife, Makoto is his big sister, Minako is his little sister, Michiru is his secretary, Haruka is his goddamn employee, and Rei is still his fucking secret lover. Like, I'm not joking. Rei is still his goddamn lover. From way back in the goddamn first season. God fucking damn it, Shiba. God fucking damn it, Shiba. Oh, get this. The dude that made those videos, the Mamoru's Desires drama CD, he literally have to put a picture of him and Taro. Like, what the fuck? So, are you telling me that in one of these times, Mamoru had probably had a lot of sexual sets in it? Or he is already trying to groom in with Otaro? That son of a bitch! Seriously, check that out. It's entirely funny. Then there's another drama CD animatic video, which is basically Professor Screwsballs and good old Cowardly Knight. They were trying to devise a new way to collect pure hearts or whatsoever, by making some horrid recordings. Like, basically, they are trying to sell to the people a horrid compressed recording device. And they were about to sell this shit. But then the Senshis arrived. And boy, the prof has game prepared. 101 Sailor Moon Dark Army. And they're all speaking retarded. Like, holy shit. Koto no Mitsuyoshi made them, like, pretty funny. Not only this, but everyone was doing their damn attack. Even Mamoru was like, Tuxedo Stick! Oh, and guess what? He had his own battle suit. But then again, it's just random. It's just a shot from the Sailor Moon Crystal when he was diamond. But still, it is decent enough. Like literally he went like, the superstars are mean, the superstars are fudge. And Kaori Knight literally went and joined in and it's like, the superstars reside. God damn it, Kaori Knight. I thought you were the only sane one in this entire thing. Like literally, everyone is just going in. And Usagi literally went like, holy shit, this fight has became bigger. How are we gonna finish this on the next cassette? And Ray's like, shut the fuck up and start blasting people. Like literally, it was as close as she was gonna be like, shut the fuck up, Usagi, and start blasting people. That she was actually like, god damn it, Usagi, why can't you be serious for one goddamn moment, you dumbass? Oh man. Nope, I did it again. The video was like 1 hour. Oh boy. God, pray to God there. Oh boy. But yeah. Like, let's go back discover. Let's go back and discover the actual drama CDs and maybe listen to them at some point. There are even these little tidbits of, monologues and prologues. Basically what you would, basically stuff that are similar to drama CDs, small audio stuff. We're recording during each era. And those, like a poem, a monologue, a prologue, or whatsoever, you can find most of those at a site called SailorMusic.net. It is pretty amazing. Speaking of sites, there is a very old archived site called Sailor V Gaming. And let me tell you, this site really does a great job on preserving a lot of things, including the funniest looking mod to good old Armored Core. Yes, Armored Core had a mod that basically replaces the mechs entirely with Sailor Moon. Like, hey, ever wanted to see Sailor Moon in a mechanized armor look? Well, look no further. You got that with you. There's also a shooter game. That basically replaces all the pilots with the frickin' Sailor skin. And this mod so far I've seen from it covers the original 5. Usagi piloting a plane and shoots with it a lot of people. Usagi piloting a plane, huh? This shit is gonna... Everyone is gonna fucking die. When you see Usagi piloting something, everyone's gonna fucking die. So you do not trust her on anything. Just pick the others. But then again, it's just a pilot. It's just a pilot selection, not the planes or anything. And there are probably not even voice lines replaced. And there are even mods for Unreal Tournament. Yeah, Unreal Tournament. And there are also several mods for Doom. want to know something that's completely ridiculous? A PC98-like hentai game. It features a fucking Usanako moment. I'm not joking. A fucking hentai game featuring Usagi X Minako moment. That's all I'm gonna say now. And when I've seen it, I was like that piece of shit game from the face of the earth. Just kidding. The entire anime is getting so fucked. Then there's these little stuff that someone has made. They're like 500 pages. It is called, when you're watching too much Sailor Moon. Like, I'm not even joking. It's literally called, when you are watching Sailor Moon too much. And let me tell you, most of them are literally, and from what I have seen so far, they are stuff that were made during the DIC dub era, right? And most of them are not really applied to most of us nowadays. But others that grew up during the DIC era can pretty much relate or understand. So yeah. Yeah. It was, fuck. I did it again. Oh well. But yeah. In all honesty, Sailor Moon might be the one and only anime franchise that really got me addicted. And in all truth, I don't think there is another franchise, whether it's a video game or what, that can get anyone like addicted to it this much. Because again, we're at a timeline that needs more stuff like Sailor Moon that can like positively affect us one day and change our lives for better. Like, and it's pretty amazing that that good old Naoko Takeuchi, aka the original founder of Sailor Moon, is actually still alive. Because yesterday was her birthday. Along with the birthday of the Kenji, the good old voice actor for Mamoru in Crystal all the way to Cosmos. It's really crazy. But again, it's not gonna like overtop the craziness of the fact that the fact that, well, people like me have discovered this franchise. Discovering the franchise and eventually got myself addicted to it. And even most of the image songs are so fucking good. It's like they got singing careers in disguise. Either that, or singing was a part of the Seiya's career. Like there was this one song. Like there's this image song called I No Megami How to Love. Where it's I No Megami, good old Minako, Fukami Rika. It's like she got a singing career in disguise along with voice acting with Sailor Moon. And she even implements her scream in her attacks. but it's just too, like Venus love me chain, and then later on it would be Love and Beauty Shock. Like it's pretty crazy. And then there is Someday Somebody, Hisakawa Aya, aka the 90s Seiyu of animism. And goddamn, we gotta find Ami a guy because of this goddamn song. Yeah, he got most of the image songs that were featured. And this one special that was called Sailor Moon R. Moon Makeup or some shit. I can't remember the name. And yeah, that's pretty amazing. Like, they are pretty amazing. And aside of the My Friend Love My Friend's Love song and the Nakaboro Shihei, there are even like single image songs for the Three Starlights alone, Seiya has his own song, Taiki has his own song, and Yaten has his own song. Like, wow, that is pretty amazing. And from a long Sailor Moon video games video, I've discovered that along with the edutainment games of Sailor Moon, there were also some of these Playdia edutainment games for Dragon Ball. That's right, Dragon Ball had some Playdia episodes, and not only this, but Dragon Ball also had a Terabeko episode, which is basically a telephone-like machine that you connect to the audio jack of the TV. Not only that, but you get to insert one of the many VHSs of many animes. You insert it from there, and from what I have seen in many YouTube videos, the audio is actually coming out of the phone when one of the characters calling you. Like, for example, in the Hotayate Moon call, when Usagi calls you, that's what I've heard at least in one of the videos, when you you actually feel like as if you are receiving the call from the character right from the VHS. Like, wow. And not gonna lie, I low-key want to get a Terabeko. Yeah, I know what everyone's gonna say. It's a fucking entertainment console. Get off the nets, go touch grass, yada yada yada. But remember, this was the kind of thing that you would have before AI roleplays came along. Right? Yeah, before AI roleplays came along, you've had these. So, and interestingly enough, they weren't quite much better than the Palladium. Dragon Ball Z had its own episode called Dragon Ball Z Atsumete Goku World, aka Unite Goku's World, where Goku and the others dive back into the past and see a few snippets of their past. And on the way, Goku does another dumb oopsie. And at the end of it, it's literally what it looks like to be before the Cell Saga, which is goddamn. Like goddamn. And of course, featuring the good old saviors for the Dragon Ball. I wonder if they would work with. I wonder if these VHS would work with a 2024 kind of, you know, Terry Pico. And I highly doubt that there is gonna be a Terry Pico around here, because that thing is like as good as dead. But I mean, hey, watching and interacting with episodes like these is honestly quite it's quite revolutionary back then. And apparently there was a design kind of device that had Sailor Moon games, Dragon Ball games, and Mega Man X3. Or, since that was a Japan only kind of thing, Rockman X3. I'm not joking. Mega Man X3 had its own lost media aside of the horrible Genesis port. I love you, Mega Man X3. Unfortunately, you wouldn't see the golden armor, Lamau. Just kidding. Yeah. Like, honestly, it is pretty amazing back then. Like, things like that were probably amazing back then. But again, they are edutainment consoles, so not suited for us nowadays. So, yeah, it is as good as it comes. So, yeah. But in any case, yeah. Yeah, there are lots of lost media for lots of anime, video games, whatsoever. And it's just amazing on how much you can see them whatsoever nowadays. And truth to be told, yeah, Sailor Moon's probably the only anime that would get you to feel a lot. Oh, speaking of more Sailor Moon stuff, finally 2 SNES Sailor Moon games got an MSU1 hack. If some of you don't know what the hell is an MSU1 hack, it is a SNES type of hack that can basically let you put CD audio games into your good old SNES video games. Like, not that CD audio in SNES games. Which means, have you ever wanted to put Maverick Hunter X soundtrack into the Mega Man X soundtrack, into the Mega Man X SNES game? You can now. Have you ever wanted to put some fan-made remixes for Mega Man X2 soundtrack? You can now. Have you ever wanted to put some good old amazing remixes from some fans on Super Metroid, Legend of Zelda, a Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy 6 and 5, um, Ghostbusters, Beavis and Butthead, and eventually Sailor Moon. Yes, now you can. And there are only two games for me. The original Sailor Moon, the original beat 'em up Sailor Moon, and Sailor Moon as fighting game. And yeah, they have decided to choose probably the dumbest soundtrack collection. I, however, have decided to mod almost the entirety of the two games with soundtracks from, you know, with soundtracks from mixed from the anime and the image songs. I'm not kidding. I've put most of the image songs into the goddamn SNES game. In the original one and the goddamn SNES S fighting game. And boy, let me tell you, I still fucking hate that fighting game. Like, to clear it in hard difficulty is like clearing Street Fighter 2 in hard difficulty. Is it a skill issue? No, it's not a skill issue. The AI is horrid. Like, just forget about it. Like, try to get past Sailor Mars with your regular fighting game skills. It won't work. People who have used to play this game a lot in tournaments and whatsoever will know how to get past this game very easily. Or probably Arc System Works hardcore players are probably gonna know how to play this game much more easier once they get to know the mechanics and everything, of course. And yeah, it is there. It is, I guess, that good for most people. But then again, the fucking game sucks. Seriously, the difficulty, just forget about clearing it on hard difficulty. Oh, get this. Sailor Usagi, out of the entire cast, is the only one with an ending. Literally. She's the only one with an ending. Like, what the fuck? I even tried clearing the entire game with sheets with even Makoto on hard difficulty. And she doesn't have an ending. It's just a little ending screen, just a little screen after the good old resemblance of the S opening. Like, goddamn. But I mean, hey, it is better than nothing, I suppose. Like, it is better than nothing, and it is, pretty much better than, I guess, not having an ending at all. So, like, literally I've decided to mod the PCMs myself with using most of the OSTs from the anime, or mixing it up with a little bit of the image songs. Not only that, but and I did the same for S. And not to make fun of the guys that made the hack, making these types of hack is not an easy task, honestly. Like, I wouldn't be able to make a hack of an MSC1 on Sailor Moon R or something. Just forget it. requires a lot of coding, strict coding, you know, lots of good stuff. Anyways, like there is a little mistake though in the Sailor Moon S hack, which is putting the good old opening, the Sailor Moon Super S version of the Moon Lips opening. And the original Sailor Moon, they did quite a good job on, you know, making the title screen last a lot longer to match the full opening of the Moonlight Density. Now it ain't that a true Sailor Moon soul. But then again, I've went in and replaced a lot of soundtracks. And, yeah. Like, I even went the extra mile, replacing the ending music with one of the image songs that were sang on what you would expect from Endymion and Serenity, which is called You're Just My Love. Like literally. Honestly, I wish I could show these goddamn stuff in action, but copyright. Fucking copyright. Please kill every single copyright wall so everyone can be creative. Yeah. Literally. Fuck the copyright system. But, yeah. Yeah. Honestly, when I've known about those hacks, I was amazed. Why the fuck they didn't do that same thing for the Genesis? The Genesis got its own type of hack called MSUMD or MD+. MSUMD, if you are owning a real Mega Drive, was one of those Mega SG or something. And MD Plus if you're using it again on real hardware or on an emulator. And not a lot of games have got this kind of treatment, unfortunately. It is as the development for Mega Drive hacks have been dying out. But then again, like, yeah. So, yeah. It is pretty good that fans can do what official companies didn't do. But then again, when people showcasing most of this shit, the official companies flip us with a huge middle finger, aka copyright. Okay, I'm seriously gonna end the video there because any longer and this video is gonna go 2 hours. Fuck me. Anyways, see you all later.